Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to do the main Easter egg quest on the brand new Citadelle of the Dead in Black Ops 6 Zombies. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously go ahead and get Pack-a-Punch opened up. It's pretty straightforward and the game pretty much tells you how to do it. Once that's done, you can then go talk to Craft, who's actually down in the dungeon, which is the room with quick revive. And if you walk up to the wooden door in the back, you can interact with it and have some dialogue with him. After that, you're going to have to get all 4 swords to their elemental upgrades. So if you don't know how to do that, my video guide will be in the top card up above right now, accurately showing you how to get all 4 upgrades. So once you have those, you will then have to do an incantation for each of the elements of the swords. So first up is the light sword. So you're going to want to pick up the light sword and head into the actual sword room there, the dining hall, and simply use your gun and shoot the crystals, starting with the one up high, and shoot them to keep turning them to direct the beam to the next crystal. So in this video, you can hopefully see the path that it should be taking, sort of bouncing around the room, until it actually points into the alchemy room, and then you can keep shooting the crystals in there to eventually get it to point to sort of a statue on the desk, which will reveal a quest item you can pick up. So with this item, you can now take it into the dining hall over in this area, and you can place it there on the ground, and now you're going to have to kill a bunch of zombies to fill it up with souls. Once it's filled up with souls, you're going to have to pull out the light sword and then melee the box that has now appeared, and the light incantation will appear inside and you can pick it up. Next up is the fire incantation. So you're going to want to get yourself some Molotovs and head over to the top of the wall, and you're going to see 3 pyres that you can throw your Molotovs at. So the first one's on the left side of the castle, up on the roof. Just throw your Molotov at it, and then it's going to rain down some zombies, so just kill them all. The second one's just in the middle of the castle at the top, and I learned you can actually throw Molotovs pretty far, so you don't need to kind of over traject it to hit it really. And then that's going to spawn some zombies, kill those as well. And then the third and final one is just going to be to the right, sort of outside of the castle. Once you've done all 3 of those and killed all these zombies, it's then going to spawn one of the mini bosses, and then if you kill that one and let it explode, it will then drop another quest item for you to pick up. If you then take this just down below into the courtyard here, you should be able to see the next spot that you can now place this one at, and then kill zombies with souls to collect into it, and it will eventually reveal the chest, which you can now melee with the fire sword to open up and collect the fire incantation. Next up is the lightning incantation. Head over to the barn on the left side of the map near Deadshot and simply shoot this horseshoe that's found right above the door and collect it off the ground. So make sure you have the lightning sword, and then head over to the top of the castle and climb into the cannon and let it shoot you across the map back to spawn, during which you should see sort of a zap of lightning on your screen. You will then see a storm cloud zap down, and if you head over there, it will then drop the electrified horseshoe, which you can pick up, along with a bunch of zombies you should probably watch out for. So with this electrified horseshoe, you could take it back to spawn, and you could just place it there and fill this one with souls once again, and then once the chest appears, melee it with the lightning sword, and then pick up the lightning incantation. Lastly, there's the void incantation. You simply need to take the slide that's found in the Pack-a-Punch room, and towards the end of the slide on the right side, you're going to be able to see a raven that you can shoot. It will then fly out of the slide towards spawn and begin flying around the map. So you simply then need to just shoot it out of the sky, and then it will drop the next quest piece you can pick up. Once you have this piece, then head over to the Undercroft to find this location. When you approach it, place that there, and then simply kill zombies once again to fill it with souls, and then melee the chest that appears with the void/shadow sword. Once you've done this, you're going to have to head into the tavern, where you might have noticed these sort of vases that have Roman numerals on them, and if you interact with them, it reveals a symbol. So what you're going to want to do is head to all 6 of these in the specific order that they are in the tavern, and you need to remember the 6-digit code in the order that is specified. So these will be symbols, so you can sort of make notes to yourself if you like to keep tabs, or you can just take screenshots if you're a little more lazy. So then you're going to have to get yourself melee macchiato and then head into the Undercroft, and on this back wall you can actually melee it, and it's going to reveal a panel where you can enter in the code. So simply shoot your code in order, but every time you shoot one, it's going to scramble up the board once again and move stuff around, so you're just going to have to be a little bit quick click on it and pay attention. So simply type in your code one at a time into this wall, and then it's going to reveal a book in the wall. So then you're going to have to go up to the stamina up room, and inside of there you have to collect 4 pages that have glowing red icons on them. So I believe the locations are a bit randomized in this room, but they're always going to be in this room. So they could be on the bed, they can be next to the TV, they can be around the corner behind some boxes, but all in this general room, so just keep your eyes peeled and look around. Once you've collected 4 pages, you can then go back to the book and place them there. So then the book will then reveal 4 symbols correlating to traps around the map that you need to get kills at, and upon doing so will stop that symbol from glowing in the book. So I recommend just taking a screenshot of this book and then heading to these glowing traps around the map and find the ones that correlate to your needed symbols that are on the ground. And these will be the rune traps. So there's a couple found in the castle upstairs and down, and then there's a couple outside of the castle on the pathways towards spawn. So simply find your correlating symbols, activate that trap, and get kills there to finish it. You'll know you've successfully completed one because the trap will immediately turn off once you've gotten about 10 kills there. Once you've successfully completed all 4 of the symbols, a wall will now begin glowing that's on the stairs to the Undercroft. It will display each sword symbol with a specific order. So I believe it's going to be different every game, so just look next to the icons and memorize the order that the swords need to go in. So with this order, head back into the dining hall where all the swords and the knights are. So what you're going to want to do is pick up the incantations in that room and use the correlating one to each of the knight statues. And then immediately after you hit it with the incantation, then you simply want to inspect your weapon right in front of the statue. If you've done this correctly, the statue will then pose and then begin glowing yellow. Then you can place the sword back to the statue. Keeping in mind while you're following the order you need to do this in, make sure you pick up the sword that correlates to said statue each time before you do the incantation, and then the inspect, and then give the sword back to the statue. Once you've done the 4 statues successfully in the correct order, an orb will now spawn and you can pick up this orb. So you're then going to have to place this orb at different locations around the map and get kills with the incantation that correlates to that orb. I've also heard you can just use the sword that correlates special ability if you have that charged up as well. But the incantations do just keep respawning on like a 30-second cooldown. So if you head over to spawn, you can place the orb there, and this is for the lightning incantation. So simply get kills nearby with the lightning incantation until it charges the orb and you can pick the orb back up. The next one's going to be in the courtyard, kind of near the ammo box. Simply place it there, and you're going to have to get kills with the fire incantation, which is found nearby, or the fire sword special ability, as I've been told. Once you've charged the orb there, you can pick it back up, then head into the dining hall for the light orb, which is upstairs. You can place it. You can use the light incantation in there, but this one seems to work a little bit differently, where in my game it was spawning a bunch of big orbs. So you could simply get kills with the incantations and then keep running around into these big orbs, and it would sort of send them back to the orb you're supposed to be collecting for. So this one was a little bit confusing, but I think you just need to run around a lot and collect the big orbs. Once you've charged the main orb there, you can pick it back up, and then the last one is just down in the Undercroft. You can place down there and get kills with the Void/Raven incantation or the Shadow Sword special ability apparently as well. So once you've charged the orb at all 4 of these locations, you can then go back to the wall that's on the stairs and place the orb there. Upon placing the orb, the wall will open up to a secret room, and if you walk in, you can now talk to this sort of ghost. So there'll be plenty of dialogue, and you will be able to eventually pick up the key off of the table. Once you have this key, you are ready for the boss fight, so be sure to prepare yourself. In the second and third sort of phases of the boss can move pretty quick, so I recommend stamina up, getting all your perks, getting tier 3 packed, getting as best equipped as you possibly can, distraction devices. To begin the boss fight, simply place that key on the front of the statue in spawn. And you're going to be underground indoors, so I don't think the chopper gunner is going to be useful here. From my experience, if you use the mutant injection and use the mangler, the melee is not really effective against it this time around. However, the shot blast on it seems to be a little bit more effective. But overall, it wasn't the greatest to use. So I'm not sure what the greatest kill streak to use would be against him necessarily. But as for weapons, I've heard that the Void Sword's sort of special ability does decent damage to him, as well as if you have sort of a maxed out ray gun, it could do some decent damage over time. Be prepared for mini bosses spawning in there, as well as plenty of zombies, and splash damage damage attacks, and sort of jumping and stomping on the ground from the boss. So you're going to have to be constantly on the move and keeping your head on a swivel. But besides that, the boss is pretty straightforward. He just has armor that you can shoot at him and break, and then he will reveal weak spots that are glowing that you can also shoot and destroy. Once you've successfully beaten the boss, you'll have beaten the main Easter egg of Citadelle Des Morts, and then the ending cutscene will play. But thank you all for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys found this guide useful. If you did, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more zombies guides, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.